Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we're diving into the heart-wrenching developments surrounding Josslyn Morgan and the Quartermain family, where a profound loss is about to shake everyone to their core. In the bustling world of Port Charles, Josslyn Morgan's return from his intense mission in Croatia brings with it not just relief, but an unimaginable sorrow. Fresh off the plane, Josslyn heads straight to the iconic Quartermain mansion, eager to reconnect with his beloved grandmother, Monica Quartermain. He's been through so much undercover operations, high-stakes dangers, and the constant pull between his loyalties that a simple conversation with Monica feels like a much-needed anchor. But timing, as always in soap opera drama, plays a cruel trick. Exhausted from his travels, Josslyn decides to postpone their chat until the morning light, assuming she'll be there, bright-eyed and ready with her signature wisdom. Little does he know, fate has other plans. As the night unfolds in quiet stillness, Monica slips away peacefully in her sleep, her long battle with health issues finally coming to a gentle but irreversible end. Imagine the scene. Josslyn, with his stoic demeanor cracking just a bit, enters her room at dawn, only to find her unresponsive. The air thickens with unspoken regrets. He might replay every missed call, every delayed visit, wondering if he could have been there sooner. This discovery isn't just a plot twist, it's a poignant reminder of how fragile life in Port Charles can be, especially for a matriarch who's weathered scandals, heartbreaks, and triumphs for decades. Come September 17th, the weight of this tragedy falls squarely on Josslyn's shoulders as he gathers the family to deliver the devastating news. Picture the grand living room of the Q Mansion, with its ornate furnishings and echoes of past family gatherings, now shrouded in grief. Josslyn, ever the reluctant bearer of bad tidings, stands tall but visibly burdened, his voice steady yet laced with emotion as he announces that Monica has passed. Tracy Quartermain, Monica's sharp-tongued sister-in-law and a pillar of the family in her own right, is likely the first to react, perhaps with a mix of denial and quiet tears, her usual bravado giving way to vulnerability. Others present, from distant relatives to household staff, absorb the shock in waves, each processing the loss of a woman who was more than just a doctor or a socialite. She was the glue holding the chaotic Quartermain legacy together. Monica's illness had been a lingering shadow, with hospital stays and whispered concerns becoming all too familiar, so the news, while heartbreaking, carries an air of inevitability. Yet, inevitability doesn't soften the blow. For Josslyn, this moment forces him to confront his complex history with Monica, their bond forged through adoptions, secrets, and unwavering support. Tracy, too, might reflect on their shared memories, from heated family feuds to rare moments of unity. In the days ahead, these two unlikely allies could find solace in each other, sharing stories late into the night about Monica's indomitable spirit, her medical prowess that saved countless lives, and even her softer side, like her love for gardening or her quiet philanthropy in Port Charles. This support network becomes crucial, turning individual pain into a collective strength, and perhaps even sparking new family dynamics that honor Monica's memory. The ripple effects of Monica's passing extend far beyond the mansion's walls, touching every corner of Port Charles and stirring emotions in unexpected places, as word spreads like wildfire through the town's gossip mills, from the nurse's station at General Hospital to the cozy corners of Kelly's diner. Friends, foes, and former flames all pause to remember the woman who touched so many lives. Cody Bell, with his rougher-on-the-edges charm and newfound ties to the Quartermains, steps up as a surprising source of comfort. He's no stranger to loss himself, having navigated his own family's secrets and heartaches, so he might offer a listening ear to Tracy, sharing a quiet drink or a walk in the gardens to help her process. For Brooklyn Quartermain, Cody could provide that steady presence, reminding her of Monica's lessons in resilience amid the family's endless dramas. Even peripheral characters, like old hospital colleagues or distant cousins, might send condolences, painting a fuller picture of Monica's impact. Then there's Drew Cain, whose complicated history with Monica adds layers to his reaction, informed by Elizabeth Baldwin, perhaps over a tense coffee at the hospital, where she breaks the news gently amid her own shifts and personal turmoils. Drew faces a moment of truth. Their relationship had soured over time, tainted by betrayals, identity crises, and clashing ambitions, but buried beneath that is a foundation of genuine care from earlier days, when Drew was navigating his amnesia and Monica offered guidance like a true maternal figure. Will this be the catalyst for Drew to shed his villainous facade, even briefly? Imagine him alone in his office, a single tear escaping as memories flood back off Monica's encouragement during his darkest hours, or her fierce protection of the family name. It could humanize him, showing glimpses of the man he once was before power plays consumed him, and perhaps set the stage for redemption arcs that fans have been craving. Yet, knowing Drew's track record, this grief might twist into something more calculated, fueling new schemes or alliances in the ever-shifting landscape of Port Charles. As the Quartermain family navigates this new reality, Jason's regrets come into sharper focus, adding depth to his already tormented character. He's no stranger to loss, having died and returned multiple times himself. But Monica's death hits differently. It's personal, a reminder of the normal life he sacrificed for his mobster past and FBI entanglements. In quiet conversations with Tracy, they might delve into the profound love that defined Jason and Monica's relationship. From her adopting him as a child to standing by him through scandals like the baby switch with Danny, Tracy could point out that despite any shortcomings, that love was the enduring truth, a beacon amid the chaos. This introspection might lead Jason to reevaluate his priorities, perhaps strengthening his bonds with his own children or pushing him toward a path of less violence. Meanwhile, the town buzzes with tributes, a memorial service at the hospital where Monica dedicated her career, or even a foundation in her name for medical research, invented here as a fitting homage to her legacy. Characters like Sonny Corinthos, Jason's longtime friend, might offer condolences, blending business rivalries with genuine sympathy, while others like Carly Spencer reflect on Monica's role in their intertwined lives. Ultimately, Monica's departure leaves a void in Port Charles that's impossible to fill, but it also opens doors for growth and new storylines. The family, forever changed, must forge ahead, honoring her memory through their actions, whether it's Tracy stepping up as the new matriarch, with her no-nonsense style, or Jason finding peace in small, everyday moments. Fans can expect emotional episodes ahead, filled with flashbacks to Monica's greatest hits, from her battles with alcoholism to her triumphs as a chief of staff. Next, we're exploring the shadowy underbelly of Port Charles, where Josslyn Jax is embracing a thrilling double life that's set to redefine her place in the Corinthos Jax dynasty, deep in the heart of a city notorious for its tangled web of alliances, betrayals, and high-stakes power plays. General Hospital is weaving a narrative that's as captivating as it is clandestine. Josslyn Jax, the spirited young woman who's grown up amidst the chaos of her mother's fierce independence and her stepfather's mobster legacy, has undergone a stunning transformation. No longer just the passionate college student navigating friendships and heartaches at Port Charles University, Joss has been covertly recruited into the World Security Bureau as a secret agent. This bombshell development remains hidden from everyone in her inner circle. Her protective mother Carly, her loyal best friend Trina, and even the formidable Sonny Corinthos, whose own life is a masterclass in secrecy. The sheer irony adds layers of delicious tension. In a town where whispers can topple empires, Joss is operating under the radar, her every move a calculated risk that could unravel everything, inventing a fresh angle. Perhaps her recruitment stemmed from a chance encounter during a seemingly innocuous campus event, where WSB operatives spotted her quick thinking and unyielding determination, qualities honed from years of dealing with family crises like kidnappings and corporate takeovers. This setup promises endless entertainment, as viewers watch her juggle lectures on literature with encrypted briefings in hidden alcoves, all while maintaining the facade of a typical co-ed life, drawing parallels to iconic tales of espionage. Josslyn's journey mirrors that of Sydney Bristow from the classic ABC series Alias, where a college student balances academia with the perilous world of international spying. In that show, Sydney's double existence was a roller coaster of aliases, gadgets, and moral dilemmas, and Joss is poised to follow suit, albeit with the soap opera flair that accelerates drama. Sure, her training was a whirlwind affair, condensed into just a month of intense sessions. Think grueling simulations in remote facilities, learning codes, combat techniques, and the art of deception, but in the fast-paced realm of daytime television. Such shortcuts are par for the course. They allow the story to leap into action without bogging down in realism, focusing instead on the emotional stakes. However, the true magic of this arc lies in its pacing. Soaps often err by rushing revelations, letting explosive secrets fizzle out prematurely, or dragging them so slowly that audiences tune out in frustration. For Joss, the narrative begs for a deliberate slow burn, letting the tension build like a storm on the horizon. Envision her late-night escapades, slipping out of dorm parties for urgent WSB calls, in dimly lit parking lots, deciphering coded messages disguised as study notes, or using her PCU classes as clever covers for reconnaissance missions around town, adding inventive flair. Perhaps she even incorporates her fashion sense into her spy toolkit, using designer accessories as hidden recording devices or quick disguise elements, blending her privileged upbringing with covert operations in ways that highlight her resourcefulness. At the core of a spy's allure is the essence of deception, the intricate dance of lies, hidden identities, and the adrenaline rush of thwarting global threats while saving innocence. Joss embodies this perfectly. Her secret life a powder keg of excitement that's already delivered unforgettable moments. Recall the electrifying scene where she swooped in to rescue Josslyn Morgan from a ruthless adversary in Croatia, her skills catching even the seasoned operative off guard. The shock on Josslyn's face was priceless, a mix of gratitude and bewilderment, hinting at future collaborations that could see them teaming up against shadowy foes, all without a soul in Port Charles suspecting her involvement. Imagine the possibilities. Covert operations where Joss provides intel from her student vantage point, or high-octane chases through European backstreets, their unspoken partnership strengthening amid the danger. This dynamic adds a fresh layer to Josslyn's world-weary character, perhaps reigniting his protective instincts toward Joss as a surrogate little sister figure. Yet, the real thrill builds toward the inevitable unmasking, a revelation that's destined to be a highlight reel moment. Carly's reaction alone will be epic, her fiery temper flaring as she discovers her daughter's recruitment by Jack Brennan, potentially leading to a dramatic confrontation where she severs ties with him, in a blaze of maternal fury. But redemption could come swiftly if Joss demonstrates her prowess by averting a catastrophe, say, foiling a plot against the Corinthos family itself, proving her secret life isn't just rebellion, but a heroic calling. Until that explosive disclosure, the storyline's strength lies in allowing Joss room to evolve, pushing the limits of her loyalties and confronting the fears that come with her dual existence. Each brush with danger, a narrowly escaped ambush during a study abroad trip, or a tense interrogation where she must lie to Trina about mysterious Bruce shattens the suspense, leaving fans on the edge of their seats wondering when the facade will crack. Inventing new elements, perhaps she grapples with internal conflicts, like using her WSB access to secretly investigate family mysteries, such as lingering questions about her brother Morgan's death, adding personal stakes to her missions. This growth phase is crucial, transforming her from a headstrong teen into a formidable agent, all while the audience savors the build-up. When the truth finally erupts, it promises to be one of General Hospital's most impactful reveals in years, sending shockwaves through key relationships. How will Carly navigate her betrayal by Jack, torn between anger and pride in her daughter's bravery? Might Josslyn, ever the guardian, wrestle with whether to expose the secret to protect Carly, risking Joss's trust? And what about her circle of friends, Trina's potential hurt over the deception, or Emma's wide-eyed admiration mixed with concern? These tests could reshape alliances, perhaps forging unlikely bonds or igniting feuds that spill into other arcs. To maximize its potential, Joss's status as a secret agent should remain under wraps until the climactic takedown of villains, like Professor Dalton, ensuring the citizens of Port Charles are safeguarded from looming threats once more. Picture the grand finale, a high-stakes operation where Joss's cover is blown in the midst of chaos, leading to a town-wide sigh of relief followed by a barrage of questions and emotions. This delay allows for richer storytelling, weaving in subplots like Joss mentoring younger characters in subtle ways, or clashing with other hidden players in the espionage game. In the end, this arc not only elevates Josslyn's character, but reinforces General Hospital's knack for blending intrigue with heartfelt drama, keeping viewers hooked on the endless possibilities. Next, we're delving into the frustrating saga of Drew Cain's brush with justice in Port Charles, where his survival from a double shooting has left fans clamoring for real consequences. In the ever-turbulent landscape of Port Charles, where vendettas simmer and alliances shatter like glass, Drew Cain finds himself on the mend after taking to brutal gunshots to the back. This former Navy SEAL turned political schemer, whose life has been a whirlwind of identity swaps, corporate power grabs, and moral compromises, is defying the odds with a remarkably swift recovery. Viewers, who've endured months of his increasingly villainous antics from manipulating elections to betraying family ties, should pin their hopes on this violent turn as the ultimate reckoning. Yet, here he is, emerging from the ordeal not just alive but seemingly invigorated, his scheming mind already plotting the next move, inventing a fresh layer to this drama. Perhaps during his hospital stay, Drew experiences fleeting hallucinations of his past selves, flashes of the heroic man he once was before amnesia and ambition twisted humanly to shake them off, doubling down on his ruthless path. This resilience has sparked widespread speculation among the audience. Could this be the setup for a redemption arc, where the trauma uncovers some buried explanation for his descent into darkness, like a long-forgotten brain implant or psychological trauma from his captivity? Or, more tantalizingly, will it reveal a deeper conspiracy, such as hidden enemies pulling strings from the shadows of Pentonville? Alas, early signs point to neither. Drew appears more resolute in his wickedness than ever, using his wounds as a badge of survival to rally sympathy and advance his agendas, leaving fans to wonder if true justice in Port Charles is nothing more than a fleeting illusion. The build-up to the Who Shot Drew mystery had been a masterstroke of suspense, teasing viewers for weeks with a roster of suspects that read like a who's who of aggrieved Port Charles residents. From jilted lovers to business rivals, nearly everyone had a motive etched in betrayal. Think of the simmering rage from those he's double-crossed, like the time he sabotaged a family member's career for personal gain, or manipulated romantic entanglements to climb the social ladder. The climax, when those two shots rang out in a dimly lit alley shrouded in fog, was a cathartic explosion of long-awaited karma, executed with cinematic flair that had fans cheering from their living rooms. The scene's tension was palpable, Drew staggering, clutching his back as shadows danced around him, the echo of gunfire blending with the distant hum of the harbor. It felt like the payoff for months of patience, a moment where the soap's intricate web of grudges finally ensnared its most deserving target, adding inventive details. Perhaps the shooter left behind a cryptic clue, a monogrammed bullet casing, or a whispered taunt caught on a nearby security camera, fueling endless fan theories about identities, ranging from a vengeful ex to an undercover operative. Yet, the excitement quickly soured into profound disappointment as Drew breezed through surgery without a hitch. No dramatic complications like paralysis that could force introspection. No amnesia wiping his slate clean ironically, given his history. And certainly no revelation of a lurking illness that might humanize him. Instead, he's already alert in his hospital bed, eyes gleaming with opportunism, ready to spin the incident into political gold, maybe even launching a campaign ad portraying himself as a resilient hero. This lack of lasting impact has viewers scratching their heads, questioning the narrative purpose. Why orchestrate such a high-stakes shooting if it amounts to little more than a temporary setback? At its heart, the frustration boils down to the absence of a satisfying payoff for Drew's litany of despicable actions, which have poisoned relationships and upended lives across Port Charles. This isn't a character who's merely flawed. He's orchestrated betrayals that cut deep, from embezzling funds meant for charitable causes to gaslighting allies for his own ascent, all while wearing a mask of charm that fools no one anymore. Fans have invested emotional energy in anticipating his downfall, yearning for that soap opera staple where villains face the music, perhaps a public humiliation at a gala or a courtroom confession that strips away his facade. Without it, the shooting feels like a hollow victory, a tease without the triumph, leaving audiences to ponder if the writers are toying with expectations or building towards something bigger, inventing new elements to enrich this. Imagine Drew using his recovery time to forge illicit alliances from his hospital room, whispering deals over encrypted phones to corrupt officials, further entrenching his villainy even as bandages cover his wounds. This escalation only heightens the demand for justice. Viewers crave not just survival but suffering, a narrative arc where his deeds catch up in ways that force growth or exile. It's a reminder of soap storytelling's power. When comeuppance is denied, it amplifies the drama, but prolonging it risks alienating the loyal fanbase who've tuned in week after week for that sweet release of karmic balance. Looking ahead, there's a glimmer of hope that Drew's true comeuppance is on the horizon, potentially accelerated by the cunning maneuvers of Sonny Corinthos and his trusted enforcer Brick, who are poised to frame him for bribing Judge Eva Heron in a bid to manipulate legal outcomes. This plot thread, woven with the precision of a mobster's revenge, could be the catalyst for Drew's unraveling, exposing not just this crime, but a cascade of his past sins, like the insider trading scandals, or the emotional manipulations that fractured families. Fans, who've exercised saint-like patience through seasons of his unchecked arrogance, are eager for this downfall to arrive swiftly, perhaps culminating in a dramatic arrest during a high society event. where his empire crumbles in real time, adding creative flair. Envision Sonny orchestrating a sting operation that involves planted evidence in Drew's penthouse, leading to a tense confrontation where old grudges resurface in heated dialogue. But the real question is whether this will encompass all his misdeeds, delivering the comprehensive justice deserved, or if it'll be another half measure. Either way, it can't come soon enough, as the anticipation builds like a pressure cooker, promising explosive episodes that could redefine power dynamics in Port Charles. So, what are your thoughts on this twisting tale? Was the shooting of Drew enough to satisfy your thirst for justice? Or does it feel like a missed opportunity? Do you believe Drew Cain will finally get the full comeuppance he deserves, perhaps through a web of revelations that strip him of everything? And ultimately, do you think the dedicated viewers of General Hospital deserve a richer payoff for enduring his reign of terror? Share your predictions and frustrations in the comments below. Love hearing from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more insider scoops on all things Port Charles.